what do we have here? Another gem right out of the corner of the New England Motorcycle Museum. This is a 2003 Honda Cr250 RC Special, built to commemorate his perfect 2002 season, winning all 24 motos in the Pro Motocross outdoor season in the premier class, which is just totally unthinkable these days. Just set his name in the history books as the greatest of all time. This bike was restored by Pete Hogan, good friend of the museum, contributor here. He's had this bike on display for a couple of years. Complete restoration, his motor out of frame, rebuild, clean up with a long service ticket, and it's sat for some time. So we took it through the shop this week, did the old race tune, the wizard tune, got it dialed in. So now it's going to be coming up and hitting the auction block. First impressions, super tight, incredible. The brakes are on point. Everything feels right. This thing's, like I said, a replica of Ricky's '02 championship winning bike. In '03 was his last year racing the two-stroke. Was in '04 he went to racing the four-stroke full-time. Shame to see. In '02 he was racing against Wyndham, who had already made the switch, but this 252 stroke just stood victorious. Starting at the top, restoration notes. The bike was completely disassembled. The frame was cleaned and polished. The top end is all new OEM Honda. The cylinder, the head, the piston. It's all standard bore, fresh, brand new. It's got a brand new wheel set that was laced to these red anodized hubs, just like Ricky's bike was, that he rode in that '02 season. It's got new cables, new levers, new bars. It's got the brand new Renthal half waffle gray grips that Pete liked to use. It's got, of course, all new Woody the Woodpecker graphics kit, new seat cover. The linkage and swing arm bearings were cleaned and greased. It's got new fluids, of course, new gear lube and new coolant, new radiators and hoses. It's got the big aluminum radiators, brand new. New tires and tubes. It's got a new Pro Circuit pipe. To what silencer did Pete use here? We've got the Pro Circuit R304 stainless shorty on this 250. The thing's absolutely barks. So it's got, the carb was also rebuilt and jetted, and then Pete also noted a new air filter. And then in the shop here, of course, took it right through, compression tested at 200 PSI, nice and tight top end on this bike, brand new. Changed the spark plug, drained the old fuel and the tank, and added fresh VP T2 is mixed 40-1 with a synthetic blend. It's ethanol free. It's a very stable fuel. It's what you want to run on these museum bikes. Cleaned and oiled the air filter. Installed a new clutch lever. Changed the gear lube again to be safe. Flushed the brake fluid in the front and set the tire pressure front and rear. Of course, it went down to the detail shop where it was cleaned and polished 1 hour down in detail. This is really as it sat in the museum. It didn't need much. It's got the red anodized clamps and bar mounts, just like Ricky's bike had. It's got the show-off forks. The Pro Circuit pipe is a brand new piece, so it's perfectly straight. And to begin with, this was an extremely low-hour bike. I'll turn the fuel off, show you the frame rails. I know on the aluminum bikes it's not as crucial as the steel frames, but when you get a virgin set of frame rails, that's how you know that a bike was pampered, not thrashed off-road through the rock gardens and the roots and the, all the gnarly stuff that the off-road riders would go through. So, like, this thing's just absolutely cherry. Actually, the swing arm and the frame is like top condition. Really impressed by that, actually. Frame too, really no oxidation. My pops and I pulled an '03 Cr125 out of the crate one time that was stored indoors, and actually there was condition issues up by the top of the stem here, oxidation after years of just being tucked away in proper environment. So that's crucial for bikes of this age. 20 years later, it's hard to believe this bike's 20 years old. I was at Southwick National, must have just turned 3 years old when Ricky swept the open class on this model. It's kind of crazy to think about. I never missed a Southwick National. The first one I went to, I was born on May 30th, and the first Southwick National, I think I was like 7 days old, or maybe it was 7 weeks old. Got to check the calendar on that one. But anyways, guys, this is a completely race-ready museum piece that, well, frankly, gets a Captain America seal of approval. It doesn't need anything for either. It's going to be sold on the recent service notes, the restoration notes, and we could ship it anywhere in the States inexpensively. Message your zip code for a shipping quote. We also offer financing through Freedom Road Financial. You can call to get pre-approved. Quick pre-application process. It's really quite easy. This is essentially a brand new motorcycle. RC valve, Cr250 stroke. Wow, this is a legend here. I said it on the Chic bike, and I'll say it on this one. We haven't been inviting folks to keep their bikes on display here because space is kind of at a premium. This bike has been on display here for over 5 years in the previous ownership through Pete Hogan. If you'd like to buy this bike and leave it on display, I'll sign a 1-year storage agreement free of charge to keep it on display on the museum floor. It's kind of where it belongs. Otherwise, if you want to bring it home, let us know. We can handle the shipment for you. We got carriers that go all over the States. We'll get it shipped out to you, licensed, insured, and closed always. Roll on, roll off. Buy this bike, ship it down to Daytona. We're going to be posting it up. I think Vintage Day is like Tuesday. So we got like 6 days to spring into action here. You probably put it on a truck going down there if you want to ship it down there and race it. But anyways, guys, enough of me jabbering. Check the eBay ad. I'll have all the details in there. Sorry for the long-winded message, but thank you guys for watching thus far. Good luck bidding, and Jordan, keep the camera on. I'm going to fire it up one more time so you guys can see. This and the Chic bike, just first kick riders, guys. Just, you got to love that. And that's why Honda has such a cult following. You know, it's good ignition components, killer transmissions. I mean, before KTM Group, this was the best transmission that in any motocross bike. They made the best power. They were the most reliable. And these are the bikes that, frankly, we pull Hondas out of barns from the 70s, 50 years later, and with a carb clean and some fresh fuel and, a little dude diddling with the, components, we can get them running after being tucked away for 30 years. But this is a bike that you keep the right fuel in it, that after we're dead and gone, it's going to fire right up. And that's the truth. These bikes are absolutely indestructible. And this was the best production motorcycle, as demonstrated by Ricky Carmichael, undefeated, the GOAT. There's nothing I'm more sure of than this bike starting first kick every time. That's a Honda for you. Good luck bidding, guys. God bless America.